Okay, today we're going to be talking about the properties of algebra. Now, the properties are very, I forgot to put algebra P4, but it's algebra 4. Now, these properties are going to be very important because later when you get to geometry or if you're past that, or if you're in like a higher math class, you want to prove something, the properties of algebra are going to be very important to learn and to know. So let's get into it. The commutative property states that if A plus B equals AB plus A, simple. If you add two numbers, and if you switch the order of numbers, then the sums remain the same. Example, if 3 plus 4 equals 4 plus 3, they both yield into 7, right? They both equal 7. You just switch the places of the 4 and 3. And same thing with multiplication. A times B equals B times A. They go together because it's algebra. So, 3 times 4 equals 4 times 3. They both yield at the same product, 12. So both equals 12. So that is the commutative property. You literally switch the orders of numbers, you get the same answer. Same product, same sum. No multiplication, no division, no subtraction because you can try it out. If for division and subtraction, it will not equal the same money. So I don't know what to tell you. The associative property means A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C. What does this exactly mean? So instead of switching everything around, you just switch around the parentheses. So the A plus B plus C, the parentheses instead of being the B plus C is an A plus C, B. It's in a place it hasn't before. Okay, if the numbers don't switch, okay, the parentheses does because the parentheses was already in B plus C is going to be in A plus C, A plus B now. So instead of being here, it's going to be equal here. These are going to be the same. So parentheses mean you do it first. So if you do 2 plus 1. Example, 8 plus 2 plus 1 equals 8 plus 2 plus 1. Okay? Same thing. It's just this side has parentheses and this side has parentheses are in different locations. Those are the parentheses. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 8 plus 1, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So 8 plus 3 equals 10 plus 1. 11 equals 11. So this property is true. This also affects multiplication. Parentheses are in different locations. You multiply them, and get the same product. So 3 times 4 times 2 equals 3 times parentheses 4 times 2. Parentheses goes first. So then it becomes 12 times 2, which is equal to 3 times 8. And then both yield to a same product, 24. Now, I'm getting those two out of the way. Those very simple properties that make absolutely sense. Let's get to the distributive property again. If you have a property or something like this, and B and C can be distributed, you can distribute the A into B and C. How does this work? A will multiply to B, and A will multiply to C. So it's kind of like the rainbow property. The A will multiply to the B, and then the A will multiply to the C. AB plus AC, right? In this case, wow, that's a long one. 4 times 2 plus 1 was equal to 4 times 2. We take the 4, multiply by 2, plus 4 times 1. So 4 times 2 plus 4 times 1. Now, this is more complicated here. I just took everything that was here and put it down here to make it more simpler. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 4 times 1. And then 4 times 1 is 4. So this 4 times 2 is 8. And then 4 times 1 is 4. And 8 plus 4 is 12. All right, now let's use the variables. Now, x times 2x is actually before this, let's say x and multiply by 2x and multiply x by 5. So it becomes x times 2x plus x times 5. So it becomes 2x squared plus x times 5. And 2x squared is 5x. We can't simplify this anymore because later on we're going to start talking about combining like terms, which a more distributed property will appear. But when they're different exponents, we can't combine these. We can't put them together. So it just becomes this. How about this? There's actually two ways to do this problem. I'll do them two different ways. So the first one is distributing. So I can take the x squared and multiply by 3 and add it by the x squared times 2. So I take this x squared and multiply by 3 and x squared and multiply by 2. So x squared times 3 is 3x squared and x squared times 2 is 2x squared. And then you just simply add these together. X, because same exponents, you can add them. Same numbers, you can add them. 3 plus 2 is 5 and just put the x squared. So it's like adding. So another way, some more way that I would do is just combine. It's just literally because you can add right? Same exponent, same variable, which is not there's no variable here. So 2 plus 2 is 5. Is 5 times 2x squared is 5x squared. Put them together. All right, so here's the extremely obvious simple properties that you can literally understand in seconds. You just have to memorize the names if you want. I mean, I don't judge that. It's a plus 0 equals a. A times 1 equals a. So a plus 0 is a. A times 1 equals a. So if you take a number and add it by 0, it will always equal to 0. And if you take a number and multiply 1, it will always equal to a, or the same number. Um, a plus 0 is a, and a times 1 is a. No matter, give any value a, it'll always equal to that specific, to the same other factor except 0 or 1, or addends for addition. The inverse property is the opposite, right? So if you add a positive number by the inverse, the opposite, if you add a whole number and its opposite, you get 0. Okay, so a plus negative a is always going to 0. Example, 5 plus negative 5 is just going to be 0, because remember, we can just take these and subtract them. And here, same thing. These a's will cancel out. So these a, because there's a here, you cancel them out, it becomes 1s, same number. So it becomes 1. So if you see something like this, where you're multiplying a number by its inverse, or its unit fraction, you get 1. The reflexive property is the simplest property out there. A equals A. Simple. Simple. There's nothing else to explain here. A number will always equal to itself. For example, 5 will always equal to 5. 10 will always equal to 10. 100 will always equal to 100. 0 is always equal to 0. There's no number that itself will not equal to itself. It's reflexive. Like a mirror, right? It's like a mirror. You look at yourself in the mirror and you see yourself, your reflection. That's how it is in mathematics, reflexive property, right? This is the symmetric property. Okay. If you have a number and it equals another number, it's called A and B, then B will always equal to A. Normally in arithmetic you will not see this because A and B has to be different numbers in algebra. But normally it's like symmetry. Symmetry means like flipped, right? Flipped. So symmetry. Flipped has the same orientation, figure, size, whatever, yada yada. So same thing. The transitive property means not my favorite, one of my worst properties because it's just so obvious. If you like the transitive property, okay. So A equals B, and then if A equals B and not B equals C, then A equals C. Why? Because B equals to these, this, and this, meaning that A has to equal to C. Just look at the logic here. It's the simplest property in the whole wide world. Like if A equals to B and the B equals C, A equals C because B itself is equal to A, which is B is equal to C. So A is C, 100%. If A equals B, then A plus C equals B plus C. So if you add any number to A and B, it will result to the same sum. Okay? Because A and B are the same. Okay, if A is 5, B is 5, and C is 3, it'll be 5 plus 3 equals 5 plus 3, which is going to be 8. So it's going to be the same number. Subtracting property. Again, same thing. Instead of adding C, subtract C. A and B is the same number. So you can subtract any number and get the same difference. Multiplication, same thing. If A equals B, then A times C equals B times C, because A and B are equal. Same thing with division applies. If C is not 0, C cannot be 0, because dividing by 0 is undefined in mathematics. So if A equals B, then A over C equals B over C. If A equals B, then B can be substituted for A. Okay, this is something that we already learned last video. You substitute it in and get the same answer. So here is, I think this is the last one. Yes, last one, last slide. If A, well, this is very important. Please, if you have notes, remember this. Please just put this down, because when we get to algebra, we start solving some stuff, and we have a factored form. We need to solve. I will make this property will be everywhere in that part. So, if A times B equals 0, then you can let A equal 0 and B equal 0. Okay, this is so important. Please, if you have a notebook or something, write that down. This is very important. Okay, I don't have a quiz right now because I have nothing. I didn't know. I was rushing this, so will this help you understand these properties? There's a lot of properties, so I recommend if you could write all these down. You can look. I can go back and explain like 3 seconds on each one. So here. Oh shoot. Okay, I hope this helped you enough.